I'm all done.
All right, you're all done. Awesome. All right. So now I'm going to ask you a few questions about the story that you read. Okay? So, the first one. Tell me the important things that happened in the story.
Let me think a little second. One of the important things to know was his name. His name was Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
And another important thing to know was that it was snowing.
Mm-hmm.
Because then if he never said it was snowing or anything like that, then the people would be confused why his feet was cold, why snowplows was out, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And another important thing was that when he got home, no one was there.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he was scared and hungry. No, he wasn't hungry, just that. He wasn't hungry, it's just that he had a nervous feeling inside. That's just like me sometimes when I get scared.
So you can relate to Patrick like that?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Let's see. Well, another important thing to know is that they heard a loud pop, and then the power went out, and they couldn't call mom, or their mom.
No.
They're gonna call her mom. There was one. Oh yeah, he was getting out of school at that time. 'Cause you wouldn't know what he was doing before.
I see.
Okay.
Was there anything about the end of the story?
Well, we finally saw Dad come home.
Okay.
Which is late self. This is like my dad. Always helping people.
I see. Okay.
Always bumping himself anywhere. One time he fell all the way down the steps.
Well.
He kept complaining that his ankle hurted, but refused to go
This was Patrick?
to the hospital. Huh?
Was this Patrick?
No, I'm talking about my dad.
Oh, your dad. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're relating to the dad in the story a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, Patrick's feelings change several times in the story. How do they change?
So, Patrick feelings, because at first he was excited about the snow, but then he wasn't excited because he got cold, and then when he got cold and covered with snow and slush, his feet was cold. It didn't say his feet was cold. It said his face was frozen. He felt like his face was frozen. One time, I couldn't even close my eyes. I had to be like...
Because your eyes were so cold?
Yeah.
Or your whole face was?
My whole face.
So you can relate to Patrick because of his freezing cold face?
My eyes were so cold that it made a sound when it like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate to that, too.
Weird.
So can you give an example of how he was... how his feelings changed? So you gave about Patrick.
Oh, Patrick. Okay. Well, example, one time he was sitting down. Well, he was sitting down on the couch, thinking that everything's fine. But then he starts to get nervous again when his sibling comes home because they can't find mom or dad. It's just sad.
Yep.
Sad.
What kind of person do you think Patrick is?
He is let's see. I think he's a scared person.
A scared person?
To lose his family. Like he loves his mom and he loves his siblings. So what's not to love?
What kind of person is Patrick's dad? Can you give an example from the book about the kind of person Patrick's dad is?
Okay. I think he's a helpful. I think he's a helpful. Okay, let me say. I think he's a helpful person because when someone's car got stuck, he offered to push it, even though he probably thought that he was still gonna get hurt.
Oh, that's a good part of the story.
Because
so that definitely shows that he's helpful.
In the snow, because cold weather plus rain equals snow. Snow on the floor equals ice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart. Knowledge.
What lessons can you learn from Patrick's experience?
I can learn that sometimes snow isn't the best thing because sometimes your power could go out and your mom and dad's probably not home, and then you can't call them or even text them. So that's why.
So you learn that snow isn't the best thing.
Yeah, it's probably fun, but not the best. Bad snow. One time, my feet were so cold, my toes couldn't barely move. Like it could not move.
Were you outside for a while?
Yes, they could not move.
That'll happen. All right, we're in our.
It was just cold so much that my grandma had to give me a hot towel.
Oh.
And put it on my
And I'm sure it burned your feet, right?
Nope.
When you first put it on, you're like, oh, that's so warm.
No, it was cold.
No,
it was still
just
cold.
Yeah.
It was like a heating liquid. So like you gotta like plug it in and like turn it all the way up to the hotness. It's low, medium, or high, and I put it on high
to defrost your feet. All right, what is the genre of this book?
Which genre?
What type of book is it?
Oh.
And how do you know?
It's about like one word or like a sentence.
You choose.
A sentence. It's about. Well, it's technically about he can't find his family when it's snowing outside.
Well, that's like what the story is about. I'm asking what type of book is it? Like, have you learned about genre yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it, so I'll help you a little bit. Is it a fiction book or is it a non-fiction book? That's the type of genre it is.
What is
so is it real or is it not real?
Not real.
Not
real.
It's real?
Because this could really happen.
Okay.
People's phone could stop working if they drop it in the snow, like the mom said. And it could snow and your parents and so on might not be home.
Okay.
That could happen. True story. Good job.
What do you notice about how the writer tells the story?
I think he tells wait, what?
What do you notice about how the writer tells the story?
Well, I noticed that the pictures, like, wait, no, the writer, not the,
yeah, not the illustrator. So the person that actually wrote the words on the page. What did you notice about that?
I noticed that the words, like, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, that's fine.
I'll think about that.
What does the writer do to keep you interested in the story?
Well, he, like, keeps making, like, problems and like, keep getting the character scared. That makes me want to keep reading and see what happens. Ooh.
And our last question. How does the writer show how Patrick feels about his dad?
I think he was really, really scared for his dad because he loves his dad. His dad probably taught him how to walk or like fed him because his dad did feed him when he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He probably loves his dad to death because he's your family and he's someone that takes care of you and someone that you love very much. He protects you, and when you're scared, he always holds you, and they are overprotective.
Awesome.
My dad is overprotective.
You did a great job at explaining. You did really good with your fluency today. Yeah, you had a lot of good self-corrections when you were reading, and I was impressed with how you were able to retell the story. So, great job. I think one of the things that we're going to talk about a little bit more is the genre of books. Okay.
Okay.
Getting you more familiar with that.
Happy dance time.
Awesome job.